So I'm going to have you start on your backs and have that strap nearby. You're going to recline onto your back and have your knees bent. Bring the feet close together and inch your shoulders away from your hips and your head away from your shoulders. Stretch the arms out from the body at some angle away from your torso, maybe at the height of the shoulders or lower. And notice if it feels better to have the palms turned up or the palms turned down. Breathing. Good, and a little bit of movement here. Inhale here at center. Exhale, let both knees go to the right. It might just be a few inches and look to the left. As you breathe in, bring everything back to center. As you breathe out, let both knees go to the left. Look to the right. And keep going with your breath. Allow the twist to grow. Allow it to grow naturally. Keep it small at first so you're really looking for that first edge of sensation. And what I love about this is it gives a little gluteal massage as the knees go to one side. Kind of get some gentle pressure on the glute. Good. Keep going with your breath. Let the breath start to lead the movement. And notice what you notice. Notice how one side feels, the other. Good, and then gradually make your way back to center. Now here you'll bring the soles of the feet together. Let the knees go out to either side. Butterfly the legs. If it's helpful, you can add block support under the outside edges of the knees there, or you can just work with gravity and breathe. Take a moment here to reflect on your intention for your practice of yoga today. Maybe you acknowledge what you'd like to release or let go of or shift. And then what do you want instead, if that's the case? What is a positive quality, state of being, feeling that you'd like to cultivate through your practice? How do you want to feel at the end of practice? It might be a single word or phrase that sums up your intention for your practice. Intentions have organizing power. And what we focus on expands. Give your intention, your full attention, bring it into the now as you breathe in the now. See it, see yourself, an image of yourself, or feel the seeds of it starting to form with your imagination, your senses. And know that your practice is bridging that gap. If you feel some sort of gap there, practice is the bridge. Feeling thankful for having taken time to practice. And just letting that go, seeing how it returns to you during or at the end of practice, or even later on. And we'll change the position of the legs. You might bring the hands on the outer thighs to help fold the knees together. Heel toe the feet wider apart and let the knees knock together for a moment. Just take a couple of breaths here, just counterposing that opening posture. Separate the knees. Now take the feet even wider apart, just off your mat. You're going to roll to the inner edge of the right foot, allowing the right knee to come down any amount towards the mat. Keep that left leg vertical. Sometimes it'll want to swing out to the side. So keep the left leg vertical. And then bring the sole of the right foot back onto the ground. Now the left knee drops down towards the mat, rolling to the inner edge of the left foot. And bringing the sole of the left foot onto the ground as you roll it up. So keep alternating with these single knee drops, doing one side, then the other. You're massaging the soles of the feet, a lot of acupressure points there. You're releasing that IT band that connects your shin bone to your pelvis. It runs from the shin bone, the tibia, all the way up the outer thigh to the top rim of the pelvis, known as the ilium. You might feel some sensation in that outer hip, outer thigh. That's that IT band, iliotibial band. A couple more repetitions here. And bringing that to its natural completion, heel toe, the feet closer together. Draw the knees in, take it into happy baby, holding on to the lower legs or the feet, taking the knees apart, rocking side to side if you like, adding any amount of single leg extension or both legs together, feeling into the inner thighs, the hips, as you massage the back. Really listening to your body today during our practice, doing what's right for you. Drawing the knees together. I'm going to skip the strap for now. You know, I told you to find it with. Hands on the backs of the thighs. Lift and lower the heels. You straighten the legs a little bit. And then re-bend the knees. Do that a few more times. Feeling into the hamstrings. And we start to engage the quadricep muscles. We start to bring those online. And if it's okay for your spine today, you can kick the feet and rock and roll on the spine, or you can just stay with this movement of leg stretch. Roll it to seated and roll back, massaging the back. And then we'll come together in that seated position, soles of the feet on the mat, lengthen the spine, sit up nice and tall, and then start to straighten the arms. You're not going to go all the way straight unless you look like a crazy super core. So elbows will be a little bit, find a challenging place. Feet are going to stay plugged in. Then interlace the fingers, extend your pointer fingers, Charlie's Angels pose. Okay, inhale here, exhale, twist to the right. Inhale back to center, nice long spine. Exhale, twist to the left. Breathe in, breathe out, twist. Breathe into center, breathe out. We're getting those hip flexors online. Inhale to center, exhale. Inhale to center, and exhale. Good, breathe into center, breathe out, sit all the way up, soles of the feet together, inhale, lengthen, exhale, come forward any amount, drawing the chin in, couple of breaths here. As you breathe in, coming back up, As you breathe out, fold the knees together, cross the ankles, roll over the feet, plant the hands, find your downward facing dog. Add some movement here. Then one knee a bunch, then the other. Move the head side to side. Check in with yourself again. Notice what you notice. Notice areas that are talking to you. Some of these areas, they've been talking for a while. They're getting louder or just more persistent. Let your body know you're here to listen and do what's right for you today. Now from down dog, allow the knees to come down. Walk the hands forward so you're in a low push-up position or low plank position. Inhale here, exhale, take the hips back, head comes between the arms. If you want, lift the palms up, stretch the wrists, and then inhale, rock it forward into low plank, or maybe modified up dog, hips coming forward a bit, starting to extend the spine. Exhale back to puppy or prayer, feeling into the shoulders and chest, armpit area. Keep going with your breath. Either into that low plank, or maybe dropping hips forward a bit to extend the spine. Take it easy with your spine. Do what's right for you. Let the breath lead the movement now, back and forth a few more times. We're going to pause in that puppy pose or prayer pose for a few breaths. Feeling into the shoulders, armpit area, chest, neck. And on an inhale, come to tabletop position. Exhale, curl the toes under downward facing dog. On an inhale, shifting into plank, getting the spacing between the wrists and the toes set. Exhale, let the knees come down. Inhale here, exhale, chaturanga dip, just an inch or two. Inhale, straighten. Exhale. Inhale, straighten. Good, two more. Exhale. Inhale. Last one, exhale. Inhale, good. Take it back to downward facing dog. Gaze forward to the hands. Take a breath in. On the exhale, travel there. Feet joining the hands at the top of the mat. Take the feet wider apart. Interlace the fingers behind the back. Lift the shoulders up, back, and down. Maybe the hands lift away from the hips. Forward fold. Knees can be bent. Torso can rest on the thighs even. Take the feet wider apart. Maybe a little rocking side to side. Good. Release the hands, bend the knees a bunch. Inhale, sweep the arms alongside the outside of the legs. Rise up. Exhale the arms out and down behind the back. Interlace the fingers. Inhale at the top, open the chest. Exhale, bend the knees, forward fold. Maybe the hands lift or arms lift. Bend the knees a bunch. Inhale, sweep it up for that wide-legged chair position. Exhale the arms out and down. Good. Heart salutations. Inhale at the top. Exhale. Inhale through the nose. Sweep up. Exhale. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale, rise up. Exhale. Good. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathing in, sweeping up. Breathing out. Good. One more. Inhaling, finding mountain pose. Exhale, relax the shoulders. Inhale, keep the arms out and up. Exhale, swan dive or bow to the legs. Inhale, half fold. Plant the hands, step or hop back. Finding that plank and then moving through chaturanga. Knees can be up or down for chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or higher. Exhale, back to downward facing dog for 3, 2, 1. Gaze forward, breathe in. Exhale, walk or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, half fold. Exhale, forward fold. Breathing in, rising up. Just side bend at the top. Exhale to one side. Breathe into center. Exhale, other side. Good. Breathing in at center. Breathing out, chair pose. Keep hip socket distance apart or big toe mounds together. Inhaling and exhaling. Turning on those quadricep muscles on the thighs. Another breath cycle here. Fill up the lungs. Breathe in. On that exhale, fold to the legs. Pause in this forward fold. If you need to bend the knees a little bit or take the feet wider apart, try that out. Placing the hands somewhere so the arms just start dangling. Now bringing the hands to shins or knees and lengthen the spine. Think long spine, back of the neck long. Light engagement of the abdomen. Half fold. Bend the knees a bunch. Hands are going to find the mat. Step one foot back and the other to your plank. Knees can be up or down in plank. Pausing in plank. Good integrity in the shoulders, spine. Gazes, instead of looking in between the hands, directing the gaze a little bit forward, about a foot in front of the fingertips. And then chaturanga hold. Knees can be down for this or up. 90-degree bend on the elbows. Breath still flowing. And let the thighs, hips, belly come down. Let's tent the fingertips out to either side. Bend the elbows. And the lizard arms here. Rock the hips, lengthen out that low back, inching the feet away from you a little bit. Inhale at center, rise up, exhale, drop that right shoulder a bit, look to the left. Breathing in, come back to center, feet stay plugged in. Breathing out, left shoulder drops, look to the right. Inhale, strengthening the back. Exhale into the twist. Good. Breathing in and out. And then breathing into center, bring the hands forward of the body. Come up on your forearms for a moment. Sphinx pose. Pressing the palms of the hands and the forearms evenly down. Shoulders moving away from the ears. Legs are a little bit engaged. So you're pressing the tops of the feet into the mat. That'll lift the kneecaps a little bit. Thighs engaged as well. Lowering the torso, hands frame the chest here. Heel yourself up and back to downward facing dog. And take a vinyasa flow here if you like. Vinyasa flow, inhaling into plank, exhale, chaturanga or knees down. Inhale, cobra or higher, up dog, exhale back to downward facing dog. Moving through that flow several more times at your own pace if you like, or staying with down dog. You can always go into child's pose. Make this your practice, guys. Do what you need to do today. It's Sunday. It's our time to recharge ourselves, body, mind, and spirit. Always talking about how child's pose is the advanced pose or the advanced practice. We're really listening when we're willing to drop in. Good. We're going to meet up in that downward facing dog. Right leg lifts, bend the right knee, opening the hip. You can do some movement here, circling the leg, the foot. And square the hips, push through the right heel, extend that right leg, breathing in, breathing out, knee to chest or nose. Inhale, extend. Exhale, right knee towards the right arm. Inhale, extend. Now let's go across towards opposite arm. Breathing in, extend. Breathing out, move through that core plank. Step the foot forward. Back knee is going to come down here. And blocks are very handy in this lunge form. We're going to do something called lunge rock. Have the back knee if you need. You can fold that mat. Okay. Just double it up under the back knee there. So find your lunge position where that front shin is vertical. Hands on blocks makes it more into spinal extension, a back bend. Check in, make sure that's an acceptable level of sensation. You can always lower the block height. Breathe in here, really fill up, and then as you breathe out, shift the hips back, draw the right toes towards the shin, lean in towards the right leg. As you inhale, come back forward to that lunge. We're allowing the hips to come forward, opening the spine. Exhale, shift it back. Sophomore at your own pace with your breath. Noticing all the sensations, those endpoints, as well as in between as you're moving from one endpoint to the other, noticing where you first start to feel stretch, other sensations. And then next time you get to that hamstring stretch pose, we're going to pause in that and work the hands over to the right. So walk those blocks over to the right. It might just be to the outside of the leg there. Or some of you might walk the hands further over to where you end up being outside the right hip or 90 degrees. Excuse me. Drink water here. So find that degree that works for you and then pause with it, breathe. And then slowly start to walk the hands back forward. Set the blocks off the edges of the mat. Frame your front foot with your hands, slide that foot back, curl the toes under, downward facing dog, or you can go to child's pose, vinyasa flow from down dog if you like with your breath, breathing in, coming into that plank, breathing out chaturanga, knees up or down. Inhale, cobra or higher. Exhaling back to downward facing dog or child. we'll meet up in downward facing dog. This time, left leg lifts, bend the left knee, opening the hip. Feel free to add some movement, moving the leg, foot. Square the hips, extend the left leg, push through the left heel, breathe in. Exhale, knee to chest or nose. Inhale, extend. Exhale, left knee towards the left arm. Breathing in, extend. Breathing out, go across towards opposite arm. Inhale, extend. Exhale, move through that core plank. Step the foot forward, back knee comes down. And hands find the blocks here, adjusting into lunge on this side. That shin, the left shin is vertical for knee health and safety. Not as big of a deal since our back knee is down, but certainly in high lunge or warriors, you want that shin vertical. So find that lunge, let the hips come forward. If it feels like too much sensation, you can lower the height of the blocks down, lower your torso down, okay? Inhale here, exhale, shift the hips back, toes draw towards the shin, lean in towards that leg any amount. And then you're gonna keep going with your breath back and forth. For lunge on the inhale, into that hamstring stretch on the exhale. Take your time getting there, but next time you get there to that hamstring stretch, you're going to work the hands over to the left side of the leg, so both hands and blocks are on the left side of the leg, any amount. That leg is extended, soften the knee just a little bit, smooth the breath. Very good. With your breath, start to walk the hands and blocks forward. Bend your front knee, shift hips forward, frame the front foot with the hands. Step the left foot back. Make a choice. How did you rest your practice? You do a vinyasa flow, stand down dog, or rest in child's pose. And from downward facing dog, gaze into the hands, take a breath in. On the exhale, bending the knees, walk or hop there. Inhale brings you partway up to that half fold, lengthen the spine there. Exhale, hug in and up on the belly, ground the spine as you fold to the legs. Bend the knees, inhale, chair. And then exhale, stand all the way up, releasing the arms down. Shoulder rolls to the top, up, back, and down. Good. Interlace the fingers. Inhale, take the arms overhead. Exhale, hands find the back of the head. Inhale, press your head into your hands, elbows open. Exhale, chin towards chest, fold the elbows towards the temple, stretch the back of the neck. Inhale, lift the head, Open the elbows, maybe lift the gaze a little bit. Exhale, neck stretch. Gentle weight on the back of the head. Couple more rounds. Breathing in, opening it up. And breathing out. And following your next inhale, exhale, release the hands. Inhale here, exhale, ear to shoulder, roll the head forward. As you breathe in, you just come straight through center rather than rolling the head back. Exhale, circle forward. Inhale through center, head right on top of the spine. Exhale. Good. Inhale at center, let's go the other direction. Exhale, left ear towards left shoulder and roll it forward. Breathing in between the shoulders. A few more times. Exhaling. Might get some pops or clicks. Good. And then balancing the head right on top of the spine. Let's bring in the blocks to the outside edges of the feet on the highest height setting there. Right onto your mat. Good. Inhale here. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, shift your weight into that right-legged foot. And exhale, step the left foot back. And so that you can anchor that heel. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, feel the pelvis come forward with you as you come into a forward fold. Hands can come to the front thigh. Maybe the hands can come to the blocks. Make sure that back heel is staying anchored. And if you're lined up heel to heel, that's the traditional foundation for pyramid pose, but you feel unsteady, step that left foot more to the left. So it's more like you're on train tracks instead. I actually prefer that for my knees. Long spine in pyramid pose. Listening to some sensation maybe in that right hamstring, right outer hip. Good, and then start to bend the front knee a bit. Inhale, come up, find your warrior one pose. Shoulders moving away from the ears. We're gonna unite the hands and find that Charlie's Angels mudra again. Step the back foot in, get your balance on that right leg and start to work into warrior three. This is warrior three as well, also parallel to the floor, right? And you start to lift that back leg and rotate. Smooth the breath. And as you breathe in, coming back up, breathing out, ground the back foot. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, feel the pelvis coming forward with you. Hands to leg or blocks. Find that pyramid pose. So pyramid pose is a long spine. Long spine. Back of the neck long, chin drawing in. Then for our next posture, you're going to bring that left hand to a block or the shin. Right hand to hip or thigh if you're higher. Okay, so listen to that hamstring. If you come higher, please do. Inhale, lengthen the spine here. Exhale, twist to the right. Hand can stay on the hip. You can reach the fingertips up, extending the arm. Draw the chin in a little bit. Lengthen the back of the neck. Revolved triangle pose. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, untwist, bend the front knee, rise back up, find that warrior one again. Good, inhale here, exhale into warrior two. Open Opening the chest, finding that lunge position. Gazing out towards that imaginary bow. Inhaling straight in the front leg without walking out the knee. Exhale, triangle pose. Hand to leg, block. Fingertips to floor, spinning the chest open. And bending the front knee, finding your side angle pose. Forearm can come to the thigh, hand to block or taking it deeper, and breathe. Good, gather into your center on an inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to hips. Turn that right foot forward. Nice wide-legged stance there. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold towards the legs here. Hands either on the legs, blocks, or floor. Feeling into the back side of the legs, calves, hamstrings, back of the neck. Shoulders getting some release. So sometimes gravity will pull shoulders towards the earlobes. So just counteract that gently. Let the neck get a little longer. Good. And then bring the hands onto the thighs. Bend the knees a bit. Press the hands into the thighs. Bend the knees. Inhale. Come all the way up. And exhale, working the feet closer together, either stepping them or heel toe them closer together. As you breathe in, journey back to the top of your mat. And breathe out, find that mountain pose. Good. Do a few neck circles, circling forward. So again, we don't want to roll the head back. So when you come up through center, it's ear to shoulder, right up through center. And circling a few times the other direction. Balancing the head right on top of the spine. Good. Shift the weight into the left leg and foot. And then step that right foot back. Ground that heel down. If you feel like you're on a tightrope, that's the traditional alignment, heel to heel or even heel to arch. Okay? Train tracks. My knees like train tracks better. So hip socket distance apart. Hands on the hips, lengthen and breathe in. As you breathe out, feel the pelvis come forward with you, and your hamstring's going to start to talk to you. Listen to it. Okay? Hands can come to that front thigh, or maybe hands to blocks, but really think long spine here. That's important for when we work into our revolved triangle here in a little bit. Breathing here. We start to open up the inner thigh, back of the thigh, for that eventual twist. Now starting to bend the front knee as you inhale, rising up for your warrior one. Exhale, refining the pose. Good. Breathing in and out. And then let's unite the hands, make that Charlie's Angels mudra. You're going to shift the weight to the front foot. So step that back foot in, get your balance. So this is warrior three, just as is going parallel to the floor. So one line between heel, point your fingers there, breathing. Good. With your breath, start to rise up and re-ground that back foot. Inhale here, straighten the front leg. Exhale, start to fold forward once again. Notice how it feels now. You come into that pyramid pose. Adjust it. Make sure that back heel is anchored. Then we're going to work that right hand closer to the inside of the left foot on a block, or you can place the right hand on the left leg if you prefer. Left hand to hip. Breathe in, lengthen. So you get long first, and then exhale. Turn the chest to the left. Arm can extend, or you can wrap the arm behind the back. Breathing, revolved triangle pose. The most complicated standing poses, a balancing pose as well. Lots of core strengthening here. But filling up the lungs in the pose on the exhale, untwist back to center. Inhale, bend the front knee, rise up, warrior one. Exhale into warrior two. So a little bit wider stance here, right? Back foot goes back, turn the toes, turn out to the side. Gaze is forward towards your imaginary bow that you're holding. This is the warrior with the bow and arrows. On a breath in, straightening the front leg, preparing for triangle. Breathing out, moving into your triangle posture. Trikonasana. And starting to bend the front knee, finding your side angle pose. Forearm can come to the thigh, hand to a block. Extend the entire right side of the body. So connect with that outer edge of the right foot. Feel that line of energy going up along the right side of the body, right out the fingertips. Gather into your center, and on an inhale, rising up. Exhale, hands to hips, and turning that left foot forward, adjusting your stance so it's an appropriate spacing between the feet for your wide-legged forward fold. Lengthen and breathe in. Breathe out. Feel the pelvis coming forward with the spine rather than bending at the waist. Find your forward fold. Listen to your body. Listen to your hamstrings. Coming forward any amount. Good. Walking the hands forward. Right hand is going to go directly below your face. So again, we want a long spine before we move into this twist. On a block or fingertips to the floor. Left hand to the hip. Breathe in. Breathe out. Turn the chest to the left. Hand can stay on the hip. You can extend the arm like a fan blade. Or wrap behind the back like you're trying to reach around to that front right pocket. Notice that supporting shoulder. We want good integrity there. And if you've wrapped the arm behind the back, start to unwrap that. Come back to center. Left hand directly below the face on block or floor. Right hand to hip. Lengthen, breathe in. Breathe out, turn the chest to the right. Choose an arm position, maybe a fan blade, or wrapping behind the back in that half bind. Checking with the supporting shoulder. Good. Breathing. And mindfully unwrapping that bind if you're there, coming back to center with the breath. Bring the hands to the thighs, bend the knees a bit, press the hands into the thighs as you rise up. And heel toe or walk the feet together underneath the body. Walk back to the top of your mat. Find your mountain pose. Good. Empty out the lungs here. On an inhale, take the arms out and up. Exhale, bow or swan dive to the legs. Inhale, half fold, plant the hands, step or hop back right into that vinyasa flow, or you can bypass it and go to down dog or child's. If you'd like to fit in a few more vinyasa flows in your practice, this is your moment to move the body with the breath through that little package of poses, from plank to chaturanga, into cobra on the inhale or up dog, and then back to down dog or child on an exhale. Eventually, let's meet up in a child's pose. Take your time getting there. If you're wanting to another flow or two, take time for that. Knees can be together or apart in child's pose. The difference being that you get more space for the torso and the knees are apart, and the spine is longer here, so it feels better. I like to place a block under my forehead sometimes. Just roll the sinuses, roll the forehead on the block, massage the sinuses, lower forehead near the eyebrows. Bringing the hands to either side of the face, pressing down to rise up. And just roll to the outside of one hip or the other, swing the legs around in front of you. And scooch forward on your mat. Scooch forward on your mat. Have your knees bent. Have your toys nearby. And let's do a little core work on the way down onto our back. Okay, so you might suddenly just be on your back. So these are like that. So we're going to lengthen the spine, and then this time draw the belly button towards the low back. So you round the back and slowly come down. You can hold on to the legs. The heels might work closer in towards your rear. Once you're down, do a whole body stretch. Stretch the legs long, stretch the arms overhead. Get a little longer on one side of the body by pointing the foot one side, arching to the opposite side. Just stretch and move, get long. Good, and then bring the arms by your sides, bring the soles of the feet onto the mat. Lift and lower the hips just to reset the spine. Feet are hip socket distance apart. Make what are called robot arms here by bending the elbows 90 degrees. So you can really plug the backs of the arms and the backs of the shoulders down into the mat. Arms close by your torso. Inhale here. Exhale, lift any amount. And as you breathe in, lower the hips. Breathing out, maybe lifting a little higher this time. You'll keep going with moving bridge for a few more rounds till you feel like you've found your bridge pose for today. Warming up towards the pose with movement, exploring range of motion here. The spine, might feel some stretch in the neck and shoulders. And then once you find your bridge height, you can straighten the arms and either just press the palms of the hands down into the mat or interlace the fingers underneath the body. So we're pressing down to lift up. Let's see if you can add some traction, like you're trying to drag your heels towards your shoulders. That'll really turn on the legs in a different way, turn on the muscles in the legs. Breathing, looking into the heart. And if the hands are connected, release the hands. You might lift up on the balls of the feet. So you lift the heels up. Nice big breath in. And exhale, release it all down. Do what feels most natural. Stretch long or hug the knees in. You can do both those movements in whichever order seems right to you. Good. From here, you're going to roll onto the right side and come up on the right forearm. This is where you might want your strap. You're going to be reaching back with the left hand for the left foot or ankle to stretch that quadricep muscle. So if you can't quite connect back there, just bring the strap in or use a hand towel at home to have the strap and get that heel coming towards the back side. Breathing. Good, and then you're going to set that leg down. And heel can still be working in towards your backside if you want. Start to inch your way back. So start to move that right elbow back behind you any amount. It's called pinwheel pose. So stretching into things a little bit differently. Gaze is down. Good integrity in that right shoulder. You can press with the left hand into the forearm a little bit to increase some sensation. And breathe. Staying low in the torso, using the hands and arms, slowly walk your way forward, lean around, and we're going to bring that left leg in front of the right, crossing the legs. So left leg crosses in front of the right. Inhale, lengthen here. Exhale, fold forward any amount. As you breathe in, press into the hands, rising up. And breathing out, roll onto your left side, supporting yourself with that left forearm. Reaching back with the right hand for the right foot or ankle, for that quadricep stretch, or use the strap if that's helpful. Drawing the heel towards the back side. Work with your breath here.
All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to be free. Blackbird fly, blackbird fly, into the light of the black night.
And now we're going to press into that left hand, roll a little forward, and set that leg down behind you. You can keep the knee really bent, drawing the heel in towards the back side. That would give you more quadricep stretch. Or just do 90 degrees, more in there. But coming down on the forearm again, and that might be enough right there as you just gently push the hip forward and lower the gaze towards that left forearm. Or you may start to, using the right hand and the left forearm, kind of inch your torso back behind you into pinwheel pose. Trying to crawl around towards that right foot. Let's see it back there. And breathe. Using the arms and staying low in the torso, just kind of inch your way back forward, forearm and hand helping. And then we're going to bring that right leg in front of the left in a cross-legged position. Get centered on your mat. Lengthen and breathe in. As you breathe out, come forward any amount over those crossed legs. Draw the chin in as you're coming forward. Listen to sensation. It'll tell you when to pause and breathe. Stay with the sensations. If it starts to release and you can go deeper, then please do. If you find you've gone too far, you can always back out a little bit. Using the hands on the ground and your arms, press into the hands, breathing in, coming up. Breathing out, fold the legs together. Inhale here, exhale, round the back as you come down, all the way down to the ground. Stretch it out. Give yourself a whole body stretch here, stretching long. And bring the arms alongside the body, bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet on the mat, lift and lower the hips just to lengthen out that lower back. Take the feet quite wide apart, just off the long edges of the mat, or even further off if you have long legs. And then we're going to keep that left leg stationary, roll to the inner edge of the right foot, that right knee, right inner thigh coming down towards the mat, any amount, inner spiraling that femur bone in the socket, and then bringing that leg back to vertical, so the sole of the right foot's in the ground, and then right leg stationary, roll to the inner edge of the left foot, left knee, inner thigh coming down any amount, and bringing that leg back up. And one more each side, nice and slow, rolling to the inner edge of the foot. Noticing the sensations you feel. I love these so much. Do these every day, single knee drops. Really great release for that IT band, but also the low back and the hips. Do a lot of external rotation, opening, but this allows it to go in the other direction. Just bringing that to its natural completion, bring the feet closer together, hug the knees in, take it to happy baby, add whatever element of movement you would like. Dim these lights for us. Bringing the knees back together, regrounding the feet, considering what position would serve you for a final relaxation pose. Extending the legs, or if the low back tends to feel a little achy when you do that, you can have your knees bent and take your feet wider apart, not quite as wide as we did, but maybe just to the long edges of the mat, but just let your knees knock together against each other. That way your legs kind of hold each other up. Start to settle, relax onto the surfaces beneath you, onto the deeper, wider center of the earth beneath us. This is your time to receive. This is like the dessert of the practice. Enjoy it, let yourself rest. Beginning with your breath. Gradually deepen your breathing. Notice how you feel. Allow the body to guide you into some small movements and stretches. Allow those small movements to kind of grow and expand into larger stretches as you deepen your breath. Stretching and moving in ways that feel very good to you. Allow each breath to be a thank you. Thanking your body, mind, and spirit. The breath travels through you, nourishes you. Beautiful anchor for us to the now, to the present moment. breath is always there to meet us. And as you're ready, you can roll to one side or the other. You might pause there for a breath cycle or two before you come up to a comfortable seat. Just take your time, do what you need to along the way. We'll seal in the benefits of our practice, uniting the palms of the hands together to the center of the chest. Make a connection between the hands and the body, between the hands and the heart. Acknowledge and honor your personal intention for your practice of yoga today. Enjoy a moment of gratitude. Gratitude opens us to receive. May the benefits of the practice stay with you and continue to unfold for you through the day and beyond.